It seems like in the last couple of weeks, every time I've come out to do some photography, the wind has been really strong, and today is no different. So I decided to head to the woodland. I may find some nice autumn colour or just some nice compositions, hopefully. But even in the woodland, although it's fairly dense in the area I'm in at the moment, the wind is still quite strong. And you can't really see much of it at the moment, but the wind is picking up, and when it does, the trees are being blown around quite strongly by the wind. So I'm going to have a look around and explore. I've already noticed some interesting things with the light. The light can be quite bright at times, which makes the forest, or the look of the forest, change dramatically. So I'll have to keep my eyes open for potential compositions and just see if they work in the lighting that I'm going to get today. But let's move on and see what I can find. And there you will hear the wind really picking up now. I don't know why, but before I came out today, I just had a feeling I would have to work really hard to find compositions, and that's certainly been the case. I've been walking through the woodland a long way, not really seen anything that caught my eye, not too many examples of autumn colour that were worth photographing. Then, with a lot of hard work, a lot of climbing up slippery slopes, a lot of going down slippery slopes, I've managed to find this wonderful scene behind me. I've been treated to lots of autumn colour. And there's this very interesting tree behind it, so I've got a couple of interesting ideas here for compositions. One is focusing on a very small area of the branches in front of me, capturing the colour, focusing on that, but also having the tree at the back of the image as well, just for some interest. Then I'm going to do a bit more hazardous climbing, get up high and hopefully manage to get a clearer shot of the trunk of this interesting tree behind as well, with some of the autumn colour in the scene too. So that's my idea. It's time to get set up. So this truly is a wonderful little section of the forest. I'm in this sort of channel, and at the moment it's quite peaceful, but there's still some wind movement behind me. But when the wind gusts, as it's been doing regular, the trees have got so much movement in them. The wind sweeps through the forest and it's quite atmospheric. The light has also been constantly changing as I've been in this area. But the main focal point of my image is here, and I'm using the shape of the tree behind to add a little bit of mystery, you could say, to the image. It's going to be a nice little backdrop behind these few leaves here. I'm also using the shapes of the other branches and of course the wonderful autumn colour, and I've framed up the image the way it looks really nice to me. I've done that when the wind is at its lowest speed, but of course when the wind picks up, and I'm actually surprised, this is the most peaceful it's been since I've been here, but when the wind picks up, these branches move significant distances, so the composition looks nothing like the way I've framed it up. I quite like the scene when the branches are in their natural positions, and that's how I framed up the image and tried to capture it. I'm not using a polarizer on this image. I don't think it would actually do too much, but the reason I'm not using it mainly is because it would force me to raise my ISO to a level I'm not really happy with. It would be too high in order to maintain a high enough shutter speed to freeze the movement in these branches, which, as I say, are moving in the wind. But yeah, it's quite peaceful at the moment. This is the most calm it's actually been, but there are these really strong gusts which just transform the scene. So I'm now going to move up, have a quick look at this tree from another angle and see if I can perhaps get a composition more focused on the tree itself rather than using the tree as a backdrop to the image, but we'll have to see what it looks like when I get up there. I made the climb up and it definitely is an image worth capturing. We've got the lovely tree, there's some moss or growth on it, we've got the lovely autumn colours, we've got some yellow and some brown. We've got heather here as well. Again, it's another challenging image to capture for a number of reasons. The high wind speed today has made me want to use my tripod to get the composition framed and make sure it's as stable as possible and wait till the wind settles before I take my shot. If I try and handhold this shot, it's much easier to get into position, but it's a case of waiting until the wind goes down, then quickly getting the camera up, trying to take the shot. And I'm also forced to use a higher ISO than I would like. Using the tripod helps me manage that a little bit better. But again, it's very awkward to get the tripod in position. As you may see here, I'm right next to the edge of quite a drop. But it's a lovely composition. I really like this tree, full of shape and character, the wonderful colours. And I'm using manual focusing as I was lower down as well, just due to the high wind speed today, things moving around. So I'm using manual focusing to ensure I get things really sharp. But it's a scene that really appeals to me and I hope you like the image. I come out today in very strong winds, headed to the woodland to hopefully escape the strong wind, but that certainly hasn't been the case at all. I've had to deal with some very strong gusts of wind today and it's made capturing my images quite challenging. But I feel I've captured two images that I'm quite pleased with, so it's been a very worthwhile trip and I've certainly enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed watching and seeing the images, and hopefully I'll see you in my next vlog.